What if you were trapped on an asteroid above a habitable planet? No air, no oxygen, just living your life trying to survive. That's exactly the predicament these three find themselves in. Trapped, well, not so much trapped, but they're living on an asteroid, trying to make the best of it in space, in Rimworld. Can we survive? We'll find out. So who are we? We're intrepid explorers and potentially colonists of a new Rimworld. We've decided to try to turn this asteroid from just a rock in space into a home. We've got minimal supplies. We got some food, a little bit of steel, even some wood, and a shuttle. But that's about it. We don't really have much of anything else. Food's gonna run out. The shuttle will run out of fuel unless we find a way to make ourselves sustainable up here on this rock floating above the planet. We're gonna be pretty much dead meat, and that's why right then and there we decided to go ahead and try to build up a beautiful space base. Well, it's not much of it. It's more like a cave on a rock floating above the Earth, or the Rimworld. It's not really Earth, obviously, if you're familiar with Rimworld. But we don't really have much of anything. But we do need one thing. We're gonna need a table, and we're gonna need chairs. Because no matter where you go in the Rimworld, if you eat without a table, it's a frickin' war crime. So our trio here, we have Tron, Lumi, and Hudson. Our three intrepid explorers stuck on an asteroid, trying to make the best of it. As you can see, we've already built a small little shelter, we got some beds, and most importantly, we can cut some stones and do some research, because we're going to need a lot. Only research we really have is the basic stuff you kind of start with, plus biofuel refining, so we can make fuel. We don't know anything about how to, make we don't have electricity, so we got that too. We don't know how to make solar power. We don't know hydroponics, all kinds of things, batteries, all kinds of things we're gonna need if we're gonna really make a go of it up here. Because without any of that, we're just gonna be pretty much dead in the water. So Hudson, our Starjack, is gonna be doing a whole lot of research. She's gonna be the research queen by the end of this. Lumi and Tron, they have their specialties. Tron is more of he's kind of like the military leader plus one part, he knows his way around plants. And Lumi, she's a Neanderthal who's good with her hands, good at construction, good at mining. And speaking of, we're going to have to use our shuttle here so we can shuttle down to the planet, which we're going to have to do several times. But right now, we're just trying to get down so we can get some food. Food, wood, and steel. Actually, mostly food and wood, because we only have started with 50 package survival meals, and that's not going to last as long as you think. So we're going to go ahead and build ourselves a makeshift shelter down here, get things going. Lumi's got us all covered. Tron is cutting some trees, and we're going to start getting to mining, getting wood, and just trying to get as much food as we can so we can pack it all up and take it back up to the asteroid. The asteroid is going to be our primary residence, but we will come down to the planet from time to time so we can make sure to resupply. Because right now we're just not self-sufficient. You can't grow anything on the moon, not without hydroponics, and we don't know hydroponics yet, so we can't grow anything on the asteroid. But we'll get there. We're gonna get there, one day at a time. And now we found out our caravan's been detected. Because this happens when you camp. When you camp, you can't really stay there for long periods of time. You get a little bit of time, and then someone detects you and they want to come take you out. And most important, even though we have weapons, we can defend ourselves. I really don't want to waste time, efforts, or risk people getting hurt when we can just get in, get what we want, and get out of there. Plus, we need to get back up to the moon so we can deliver what we've got. And I mean, I said the moon, but it's the asteroid. can't get to the moon yet. Although I guess you could just add the moon, maybe if you had to save our ship too or something. But that's a whole different story. With a successful mission to the planet and back, thankfully, with no casualties and no real issues, the team decided to go ahead and christen the location of the asteroid Jupiter Station and take on the moniker of Forward Team Jupiter to honor the ancient planet from the solar system. Of course, all they were was really just a cave on an asteroid, but it was starting to be a little bit like home. They had beds, they had electricity now, they even had a little bit of food. They started carving out some decent rooms. One would be for storage, another would be turned into a laboratory, so that way Hudson could continue her research in peace and hopefully improve her research speed. One of the changes in 1.6 is that different rooms tend to improve whatever they do, so having her research in the middle of our utility room was actually kind of a detriment. Plus, we could heat up the room and make it warmer, so it'd be a faster research speed, and we needed all the speed we could get because we had a lot of stuff to research and get through. So for now, we're going to focus on after getting the laboratory built, we're going to focus on our storage area and get our delicious nutrient paste going. Delicious nutrient paste. Nothing tastes better than good old nutrient paste. All of the vitamins and minerals the human body needs to survive. You want flavor? This is anti-flavor country right here, baby. I can't. Just like Mom used to make, if Mom was a machine that turned everything into a purified slop. Delicious. But enough about nutrient paste. We still got another mission to complete. There was another Forward Team member. Her name was Ace, and she went down to the planet to do some advanced scouting. We hadn't heard from her for a while, and word is that she may have even got captured by some wasters. And we're not going to leave a man or a woman behind, so we're going to go down there and get our ally, or our friend. You know. So we sent down Lumi and Tron, and we found her. Wasters had put her into a single prison. Lumi bashed down the door, and yeah, we rescued our woman. With the waster threat put down, the team decided they wouldn't waste this chance to gather some supplies. So they marked some trees for cutting, went ahead and decided to deconstruct what they could take and refurbish from the encampment, and basically just make themselves at home. While Hudson in orbit went ahead and created our first solar-powered array. She had been hard at work and been able to crack the code, improving our power reserves up in orbit. The team on the surface, they were roughing it, but making a good go of it, collecting meat, wood, and supplies. Even though they'd come down here for Ace, they wouldn't waste this chance to go ahead and get additional supplies they would need to take back up to orbit. You never know when you'll get another chance like this. Plus, they could take some other much needed things like a turret, some lights, mine up some additional materials and resources. Once they returned, it was glorious. Ace was back on the case. She was a good member of the team. Highly motivated, gifted, skilled in construction and mining, and also just a solid soldier. So she would be a great addition to the team. Plus, we had picked up a masterwork compound bow while we were down there. And I'm not sure how well those work in space, but we gave it to her. And in Rimworld space, they still seem to do all right. So we're gonna go with it. We'll replace that with a better weapon down the road, but I mean, it is a masterwork compound though, so I'm not complaining too hard, but it does seem a little weird. But, you know, I'm not going to question it. Yeah. Plus, the home is starting to come together. We're building it out. Hudson's been doing a lot of good work up here, providing us with power. We were even to find a battery down on the surface. We can't make our own yet, but at least we can steal from others and use it. Went ahead and decided we'd build some minor defenses, some barricades and walls to cut off access to the main complex. The defenses would be needed because even though we're in a remote location that's hard for most people to access, there are still pirates and other enemies like mechanoids that can come get us. Speaking of which, if you speak of the devil, they will come. With the pirate threat dealt with, they went back to mining and carving out some rooms for everyone. At this point, we'd all been living in basically a shared bunk or barracks, and it felt high time that everyone got their own personal room, a little bit more creature comforts while they're up here in orbit. Even though we're kind of still eking out of survival, we're going to make things nice and comfortable for everyone. Plus, with all the additional construction team from Ace, Lumi, and Hudson, they made short work of building the expansion. So it wasn't actually as bad as one would think. It was actually pretty good. The team was expanding, growing, building out the structure of the base, and actually making good go of it. They had ample food supplies, although they didn't have a steady food source yet. They still relied on the surface, which obviously that would be untenable for a long-term stay. The goal was always to be somewhat self-sufficient, which hydroponics would lead to. But they still didn't have that yet, nor did they have enough power to really run it, and they also needed oxygen. The team decided on another supply run down to the surface. This time it would just be Tron and Ace. And the main goal was to pick up as much wood and meat as possible, mainly particularly meat. But Ace would do a lot of mining to get some components, because you could never have too many components. And there was also some jade nearby that you'd have to pick up. So it was a good run, overall. As long as they could bring back an ample amount of food and wood. Wood be used for biofuel mostly. And it was our primary source for biofuel. But the main goal was to get food, because food was running pretty low up on in orbit. And we didn't want to run out. In orbit, Hudson and Lumi continued building out the station, building more creature comforts for the team, and just doing general expands. We'd already expanded our array by adding another solar power array. And essentially, just trying to improve things up here in space. The forward team had fallen to a gentle cycle of routine. One part of the team would be on the surface, part of the time getting supplies, while the other second half would stay in orbit, building out the base, Hudson doing research, and hopefully we would expand our research team so that way we would have at least 2 researchers going at any one time. But that would require a little more support and work. But thankfully, the team was working well together. And when you work well together, someone wants to always come and take what you got. That's the main thing we were discovering when we were exploring the Rimworld. It's a barbaric place, filled with barbaric people. with that threat taken care of, the base is looking good. Everyone's fine. Hudson took a shot, but as you can see, she's gonna be just fine. And I think that's where we'll leave our group for right now. I'm hoping that we will follow this team, see what they do, see what they get up to, and I hope you'll join me. If so, just post down the bottom, go forward Team Jupiter. Alright, I'm out. See ya. Bye.